Good afternoon, YouTube. We're day 9. This is show 3 of day 9. If this isn't show 39 or 40, something like that, I need to add them up again. But we're very close to our 40 shows. It's 10 to 5 in the afternoon. We have just seen the third show of the day, and this was Opal Fruits, solo show, new writing theatre at the Pleasance Courtyard Beneath. Shall I read the bits?
You can.
Right, okay. We've got a lot of reviews first of all, which we'll ignore that, and then we'll go. Award-winning performance maker Holly Beasley-Garrigan.
Garrigan.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm rubbish at people's names, and apologies, Holly. Wants to talk about the There you go, you see.
Fetishization. No, it's fetishization, yeah.
Of the feral female. Opal Fruits is about class, nostalgia and 5 generations of women from one council estate in South London. An anarchic reimagining of a self-congratulatory solo show with a wry interrogation of faux working class cultural trends. I made a real mess of that, but anyway. In 1998, Opal Fruits changed their name to... We don't say that name around here. It's on the last bit. Have you got anything different in there?
No, it's just a much shorter.
Okay, well, maybe you should have gone with that. That's fine.
No. I mean, that's fuller as usual. I mean, this was my choice.
Oh, is it? You've got a tick against it, have we?
I've got a cross. I've got a cross. Now, I have to say, very rarely am I swayed by crits.
Okay.
You know, but the first crit, and I know it'll be in there as well, is utterly compelling, and it's Lyn Gardner, who... For
stagedorapp.com, not for The Guardian.
No, but I assume it is Lyn Gardner. I mean, maybe it isn't, but and I do rate her writing, so I was intrigued that she rated it highly, and that was part of my reasoning for picking it. Plus, you know, I enjoy new writing, and it sounded, it sounded interesting, which sounds a very weak reason, but that's why I went with it. Gosh.
I think the difficulty is it's almost impossible to describe what we saw.
It's hugely complex.
Yeah, a lot going on.
When it started, I wasn't sure at all. I didn't know where it was going. And I found myself sort of thinking, I'm not going to like this. And
was that the bit where she poured beer all over herself? Yeah, she
poured beer all over herself, and it did reveal parts of her anatomy because she was wearing just basically underwear. So I wasn't sure about that. But as you know, within sort of 10 minutes or so, she began to reveal more of the narrative. I know that's an overused word. But, you know, and then she started telling us about her family, how she was brought up. I mean, it's very difficult because there was so much in it. And I felt towards the end, much later, that she felt, I mean, this is my interpretation, that she felt very conflicted about her upbringing, and in fact she talked about it, didn't she?
She did.
She was quite angry, almost at herself. I mean, she didn't use the word selling out, and I'm not suggesting she thinks that, but it was, she had, you know, she went to drama school.
She went to RADA.
So
we're assuming it's all true. I think it's true.
I think it's all true. Yeah. Yes, I agree. I was going to.
We're making an assumption there.
Yeah, she explains why Opal Fruits means something to her, and I love the device that certain objects won't, because...
Well, pieces of fruit.
Well, yeah, but I was just... I wasn't going to say that, but anyway.
All right.
As certain members of her family.
I was holding her grandmother.
And I had her niece.
Yeah.
That was right at the end. But there was just these layers just kept sort of, one would dip, then it would surface again. She's told us some horrendous stories of things that she knew about or had witnessed.
Had heard.
Or, about, that were all true. Yeah. I mean, I think they were.
And there was some stuff about her mother's diaries, weren't there? Because, that she found.
Yeah.
It was a really...
I mean...
I think it's an important piece of work.
I moved right from, I'm not sure I'm going to like this.
I know,
being very conscious of being a middle-aged, white...
Middle class,
yeah. So, and so I personally don't feel entirely comfortable sort of reviewing a really personal piece of work. But equally, then everybody's opinions,
Yeah. I mean, I do identify with her working class. We struggle about the class structure because I still consider myself working class, but I'm not. But I have a working class upbringing in that sense, and I do resonate with what she was saying. I mean, I didn't live on a council estate, but I did. I lived in a house with an outside loo for the first 8-9 years of my life. In a 2-up 2-down terraced house. Yeah. So but I
mean, some of it, you thought, wow.
I mean, the stuff about the pub. I mean, we won't say too much.
Well, no, that's what I was relating to.
Right, okay.
The stories. Yeah, we're not going to.
We won't tell you stories. You really need to go and see Holly perform this.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
The stories are powerful. Her performance is powerful.
And I mean, and when she did the piece about the one-line jokes, mother jokes.
Oh yeah.
That's quite visceral.
Because and I mean, some of those, she sort of interspersed real things with those jokes, so it seemed like that way. I'm with you on that. Yeah, no, it's a really.
But and towards at the end, she talks about. We've sort of, there isn't an answer. I mean, she basically then references the fact that life is complicated. I think she uses that phrase.
Yeah, I think so.
Life is complicated. She doesn't have the answers. And, we can only agree with that. And she has somehow managed to portray all of that. I mean, she's going back to the 30s, isn't she? She actually mentioned her great-grandmother.
Yeah,
so right up to the sort of the present day.
Yeah.
So that, again, the spanning the 5 generations.
And they had nice little bits of her niece, who was quite small.
Yeah.
And her sister.
And her
grandmother. Obviously she's interviewed.
And also her mother features quite strongly, but in other ways.
Yeah.
I
go see it.
Yeah,
because you have to. I think you have to see it, really.
I mean, we've said in other reviews you won't see anything like this.
we say that a lot this time.
We do, but again, this, I've brought away an awful lot of stuff from this, and it's making me think.
Yeah.
About different things that other shows have made me think about.
Yeah. How many stars?
A very strong 4.
I had to go for 4 as well. It's 4 for me. I've been thinking all the way through. It's a 4.
Yeah.
You have to go see it because she's great. And I've
been. It's not comfortable.
No, it's not comfortable. Some of it's not comfortable. Yeah.
But it's very powerful, and I know I'm repeating myself, but you do take away quite a lot.
Yeah. And it's in a source. It's worth mentioning that it's
she got a grant.
It's not youth theatre, but it's an association with the Pleasance and the Bristol Old Vic, which obviously helped her support her.
She applied
to bringing it.
Yeah, she applied for a grant, which she got, and I'm afraid I should have written it down.
We didn't.
I mean, she did. There was one brief image of the Arts Council, so it's a grant. It's not. So, but it had a specific title, which I've forgotten what it was.
She did reference things like like saying, having conversations and emails, saying that she had a show to bring to
Can I make
Yeah.
And again, I'm not going to explain my comment, but this is for Holly. I mean, as much shame on RADA.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. So those of you that go and see it will understand Jane's comment.
You'll know what I mean.
Yeah, and I concur with your comment.
I hope somebody from RADA sees
this because or sees her doing this because right. So I've said it's on Beneath at the Pleasance Courtyard at 2:45 every afternoon. It's on right the way through the Fringe till the 28th. There's 15th and 22nd. There's no show, and the price is £12 full price, £10 concession. Go see it. It's brilliant. 4 stars. Well done, Holly. Okay. Cheers. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye.